We're here with Cobber head coach Terry Horan. He prepares for the home opener this weekend. Let's travel back in time. Last week, you started the season by playing at Jamestown. One of the things people might not understand is the difference between playing on your surface, the field turf, and then you had to go and play on the regular grass surface. It's the first time the players have ever had to do that because they had their scrimmages, preseason training, everything's been on the field turf, and now you have to go and play your first game on natural grass. Is there any changes you have to make as a coach, as the players, between those two surfaces?
It's interesting you bring up, Cal, for years. We call it old school now when we go to the grass because, obviously with the turf and everything. And we felt that being that it was the first game on their field, that we really didn't need to go to any grass field because the footing would be all the same. Now, we always heard the stories of Raleigh Greeno Field and the long, tall grass. And I kid you not, I told the players afterwards, I said, for when fall camp's going on, basically I don't know what's going on in this world outside of football. And I don't mow my lawn nearly as much, but I'll tell you, I would never leave it as long as Jamestown's was. I mean, we came out there, I told Benny Wagner, I said, he started kicking and I couldn't see his feet. I mean, the grass blade was up to his calf. And we can laugh and giggle about it, but God, there was a concern there, especially with the kicking department, and as how it was really windy out too. But to give our kids credit, they got plenty of kicks in, they got used to it, and it's just a mindset. And their field was in good shape. It just was tall grass, and just got to pick the feet up a little bit.
Let's start off with you. It's a good win right off the bat. You got 42-26 over the Jimmies. Let's talk right. You talk about the kicking game. That had to be one of the highlights of the day.
Yeah.
One of your strengths. Ben Wagner, your extra point and field goal guy, goes 6 for 6.
Yeah.
And then Brett Harmelink, he has three. He has some touchbacks, and he also has a punt for 52 yards. Talk a little bit about what the special teams did last week.
Huge, and you think about the touchbacks we had. I don't ever recall in my 12 years of being here that we had 3 in a game, let alone we might have had 1 in a game. There was some serious wind. I mean, there was wind advisories. In fact, back when I was head coach at Breckenridge High School, anytime there was a wind factor, if we won the toss, I was always taking the wind to punch somebody in deep, hoping that we could get a 3 and out, have them punt into that wind, and then we get a short field. Well, I brought our staff together prior to going to meet with our team, and I said, I want to take the wind if we win the toss. I thought it was that severe. At the college game, a lot of times it doesn't affect, but when you're early in the year and it's it's first game for us, second game for them, we wanted to try to jump on them as quickly as we could, and we thought we could do it. And then sure enough, Harmelink kicks it into the end zone. They did run it out. They only get to the 23. This year touchbacks go to the 25, so we still won out by 2 yards. But I was really pleased with those 2 guys. I mean, we were 6 for 6 on PATs. It wasn't always the prettiest with some of our blocking. That's stuff we can coach up. But Harmelink's punt, a deep coffin corner. We were playing the field position game the whole first half, and we certainly won out. And it was special teams was key into what we did. And Harmelink ended up winning our Pat Tillman Award, which goes out to our special teams player of the week.
Now let's go offensively. You put up 42 points, over 300 yards total offense. Maybe one of the unsung heroes, and the fans don't really have heard his name before. Ben Wolf, a running back. Catches a pass, runs for a touchdown, and did a very good job all around.
Ben Wolf had a great game, and you know what? He's had a great camp. He's a young man that's just kind of bided his time. He came in as a freshman, blew his knee out his senior year of high school, had a medical red shirt his freshman year, played for us sparingly last year, still wore his knee brace, went through spring stuff. Came out this year, had the brace off, and he looked like he did when he was healthy back at Devils Lake High School. And we were so proud of him and pleased of his performance, and comes up with a huge catch, and Griffin laid it in there nice. But the first touchdown of the season was a thing of beauty, and Ben ended up winning our game ball. He got the offensive player of the game, and could have easily gone to Griffin Neal too, or Tom Knowlton for that matter. But we just felt from where Ben's come that this was going to go in that direction. And you know what, Griffin Neal and Tom Knowlton, they both felt Ben deserves it too, and so Ben got it, and he had a great game for us.
Now Griffin Neal, sophomore quarterback in his first start, he goes 12 for 16 with 3 TDs. Did you sense any? Was he nervous before the game? Could you see any difference before the game? Starting in that first college game for him.
Griffin's Griffin, and nothing rattles this guy. I mean, he's so calm, he's cool, he's collected. I'm really amazed by that, and you know what? It's quite a strength that he has. At least he doesn't show it. I mean, he loves to play the game. He sees the field very well, and he did on Saturday. He made a lot of check with me's on the line of scrimmage, and did a great job with it. He put us in a play that was better for what we were seeing defensively. So had a great outing. For a sophomore to do what he was doing, it's pretty much unheard of at any level. And so certainly proud of that, but it was game 1. We want to see that get better game 2, and then all the way through 10 and see where he comes.
Now, on the other side of the ball, defense, they gave up 26 points and over 300 yards. What are the things that they need to work on to clean up for this week?
A lot of it was mental mistakes, and to be honest with you, mental mistakes with some of our veterans that, we're not expecting that anymore after 3 years of being in our scheme. So, we honed on just knowing your assignments and focusing, knowing what you need to do, and do your job, and don't worry about doing anybody else's job. So we're hoping to see improvement there this week. Our 2 inside linebackers, though, Matt Mekadek and Pete Bitston, both had 17, 19 assisted tackles. I mean, they were all over the field, so they too had some pretty good things happening. The one thing I'll give our defense credit, and I think it was the changing point or the turning point of the game. We kick off to them to start the second half. They march into the wind, and then we get the pick in the end zone, and then we go on a 10, 12 play drive and score. That was the turning point of the game, and it was the first series of play for both teams. But we bent, we didn't break. We got a big pick when we needed it, and so that's something we got to hang a hat on and stay positive with that. The mental stuff is just focus, and that stuff we can work on.
Now let's look to this week. You got your home opener against Buena Vista out of Iowa. You played them last year, had success against them. Obviously, the home opener, you have to settle the guys down before it because they'll be really excited coming out and beginning to play with the home fans. Anything you have to do differently to get the guys ready?
Well, we want that excitement. Obviously, it's something special anytime you play at home, but it's the home opener. It's the first chance for your fans to come out and see you play, and really, it's the first big event on campus since classes have started, and so we want to start off right, and obviously we got a great contest in Buena Vista. They're a team in the Iowa Conference. The Iowa Conference, I feel, is very similar to the MIAC, which we play in. Physical style of football. They're physical defensively. Their strength lies within their offense. They've got a good core of receivers. It seems they could be all pretty interchangeable. They've got a quarterback that's played quite a bit. He's only a sophomore. He played against us last year as a freshman. They've got an offensive lineman in their center who is probably as good as I've seen, and he pulls really well. So we got our work cut out for us, and it should be a great day. They're talking mid-70s, and what a great day to be out and watch college football. You got North Dakota State on the road, Morehead State on the road, so we're the show in town, and we're looking forward to it.
Good luck on Saturday.
Thanks a lot.